The War of 1812 was caused by the differences in opinions of territorial expansion, trade with France, and the transfer of American sailors to the British side. Eventually, on the 18th of June, 1812, the United States declared war. The British invaded, even taking Washington and burning down the White House. They initially faced little resistance due to the lack of a proper American army, as they were still in debt. By the end of the war, over 30,000 would be dead, and many more left without homes or money. The British mounted several naval invasions throughout North America, leading to almost 50,000 men involved. Many native tribes fought, most to the British cause with promises of safety and money. These tribes could not be fought off by militias effectively, as proven during the frontier wars. Around mid-December 1814, thousands of British soldiers landed about 30 miles from New Orleans. On the morning of New Year's Day, the British commenced a bombardment of the American earthworks. They even destroyed Jackson's house, where he and several officers were eating breakfast. They escaped safely. After 3 hours of back-and-forth bombardments, Jackson lost 3 guns and suffered a bit of damage to the defensive ramparts. The British lost a total of 13 guns, numbering 5 out of 7 batteries. To the south, the Americans have another battery of 20 cannon, a prime key to victory for the British. Jackson's army, numbering 5,700 strong, is mostly composed of volunteers and hunters, even slaves. In fact, his army was so diverse that he had to make orders in 4 languages to get the message across. The British Army, under General Edward Pankham, numbered over 8,000 strong, made up of seasoned veterans, even the most fierce and renowned British soldiers, the Highlanders. Up north, a region impassable by both armies, not even in question for a flank tactic, the cypress swamps. On January 8, 1815, the battle began. A peace treaty, the Treaty of Ghent, had already been signed in Europe, but the Americas were not to know for another few weeks. Soon, Pankham ordered an advance. A thick fog covered the battlefield that morning. It cleared right on time for the American cannons to release devastating cannonades into their ranks. Soon, the British came under torrential fire from Jackson's experienced hunters. At the Americans' large battery, a British force arrived, ultimately taking the battery, but not in time. On Jackson's right, the Highlanders made a desperate charge to get a foothold on the ramparts. Around the same time, Pankham was shot dead by grape shot from an American cannon. Highlanders were getting mowed down by endless musket rounds and canister shot while struggling to overcome the 7-foot-high ramparts. Although they did put up a determined attack, they lacked the men to hold the taken lines. Out from the smoke appeared Jackson himself, urging the men to hold the lines and keep fighting the onslaught of British soldiers before them. Another volley was fired, leading to the collapse of the British line. Thousands began to flee as endless fire poured into their ranks. Soon, the rest of the attack was repelled. As a final round of cannonballs flew into the British ranks, cries of victory filled the air. The battle was won. The Americans had only lost a mere 71 killed, missing, or captured, whereas the British lost a whopping 2,000. Although this was only one victory, it shook the nation and proved that they are a force to reckon with. A few days later, the British began a withdrawal from the New Orleans area. Soon, news would reach America of the end of the war.